But the other thing that I wanted to bring into play here is this delicious fact. What Project 2025 says about AI, antitrust, and public radio. Hey, my guys, gals, and non binary pals. I'm Jerry. I left MAGA and I left the Republican Party. It's complicated. Stick around. You'll pick it all up. Because it wasn't just any one thing. That's kind of how I went with my deconstruction from evangelicalism, Christian nationalism. Anyway, in this particular article, I want to address something that the governor of my state, Governor Mike Kehoe, who started out his whole business career as a used car salesman. And I want to address this Executive Order 2602. It's about 4 pages long or so. I'll try to get through it. There's a couple of references I need to make along the way. I will be including the link below, so I'm really going to kind of just like do more of an overview rather than read all the whereas. It's a lot of legalese. But anyway, Executive Order 26-02. It's about AI. It says, whereas artificial intelligence, AI, represents a transformative technological advancement with the potential to significantly enhance the efficiency, effectiveness, and quality of public services provided to the citizens of Missouri. And the state is committed to embracing the innovation to expedite government work, streamline processes, and deliver better product to its constituents through the employment of AI tools and systems, utilizing the best available data. Develop and deploy AI systems, or the development and deployment of AI systems must be guided by the principles and safeguards of fundamental values and interests of Missourians, including data privacy, effective data quality management, human oversight, ethical considerations, and transparency. Fostering a competitive and sensible business environment is critical to attracting and retaining AI-focused companies, thereby creating high-wage jobs and stimulating economic growth within the state. And substantial energy demands of data centers, which are essential to AI infrastructure, must be managed proactively to ensure that all Missouri citizens are protected from unduly high energy rates and that the state's future energy needs are addressed sustainably. So, whereas Missouri has rich natural resources that are needed to provide for residential, agricultural, and industrial demands, making effective and coordinated management critical. Rapid adoption of artificial intelligence across all economic sectors is necessary. And then he invokes this launching the Genesis mission. Here, let me show you what I got. It's this Executive Order 14363 that Donald Trump signed on November 24th, 2025. And it's all about launching this whole AI thing. David Sachs was put in charge of this project. You know, David Sachs, one of the guys from the PayPal Mafia. I've got some information on him, but I'll have to do a whole nother video about how this all plays out, because I want to get a little deeper into what's going on here. For example, first off, Mike Kehoe is delegating the framework, the authority across the state government to facilitate launching the Genesis mission. So he starts with the Commissioner of Office Administration, and they'll investigate, review, and develop a strategic framework for the safe and effective integration of artificial intelligence within state government operations, There's a whole list of stuff there. See, this is why I didn't want to read everything, but we're talking expediting working and improving services, data privacy and security, human decision making, transparency and accountability, data quality management. Then there is also the director of the Department of Economic Development shall undertake comprehensive review of the current business environment for artificial intelligence companies in Missouri and recommend policies, review and recommend, and come up with a sensible policy. Number three, the director of the Department of Natural Resources, in collaboration with the Public Service Commission, shall initiate the investigation and review of energy regulations and infrastructure planning in light of the growing demand for power from data centers supporting AI. And they're looking for ratepayer protection, and somehow I'm thinking that that's price fixing. It seems a little hardcore communistic to me. Potentially fascistic. I think maybe both of them did the same. Energy needs assessment and natural resource management. Then there's also the commissioner of the Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development, in collaboration with the Department of Economic Development, shall undertake initiatives to prepare Missouri's workforce and education systems for the AI-driven economy, evaluate the AI education and training ecosystem, and then launch AI focused training programs. So it's like they want to use the state to channel a whole bunch of bots, a whole bunch of programmers and such into this. Now, what I found rather interesting, and the Secretary Denny Hoskins is the Secretary of State for the state of Missouri. But one of the things that I found kind of wild when I was going through the Genesis mission is, let's see, where was it down here? The establishment of the Genesis mission is all done through the Secretary of Energy, which I found particularly interesting because the Department of Energy is where the Q clearance comes from, and that's kind of the root of the whole Q movement. The link for this is in the description below. There's a whole lot of weird stuff going on here, but it's a real big push, a real hard push. Let's see, identification of national science and technology challenges, advanced manufacturing, biotechnology, critical materials, nuclear fission and fusion energy, quantum information science, and semiconductors and uh, microelectronics. So if you look at what's going on in the global stage right now with like rare earth materials and the whole chips things, and there's a whole lot going on here all at once. This is a fairly deep document. I have let's see, Executive Order 26 -02 from Mike Kehoe is only like 3 pages long. But then I've got a half-inch thick stack of paper inside this folder on my research for Executive Order 26-02. This whole launching the Genesis mission, got notes on that. Who's involved, where it all breaks down, who's responsible for what. I want to look further into how things are being changed, like within the Department of Natural Resources. But the other thing that I wanted to bring into play here is this delicious fact. What Project 2025 says about AI, antitrust, and public radio. If you're paying attention to the news a while back, you saw what happened to NPR and that whole strategy there. You can see that there's about a half-hour podcast here. I have not listened to it yet, but I do plan on it. Probably do that as soon as I'm done recording here. Anyway, thinking about making dinner. But so the summary is Project 2025, created by the Heritage Foundation, is a comprehensive 900-page policy agenda designed to help a prospective Republican administration implement significant social and political reforms quickly within a 4-year term. The agenda, let me see if I can make that a little bigger. The agenda targets media and technology industries, portraying them as crucial elements, both to critical, I'm sorry, to, sorry. The agenda targets media and technology industries, portraying them as crucial elements, both to challenge and utilize in dismantling what the authors describe as a tyranny of wokeness. And let's see, on the TechTank Podcast, Daryl West and Roxana Mika Munster discuss the implications of Project 2025 for tech and media policy, analyzing its potential impacts on industry, politics, and the general electorate. So that's really about all I want to throw into this particular video. I know I'm keeping it pretty short. I'm losing some light here. But yeah, that whole Project 2025 thing is kind of wild. And I just so here in Missouri, last year in St. Charles County, just west of St. Louis, they decided to put in yet another cop city, another police training facility, interagency law enforcement training, regional training center or something. Anyway, uh, there was one. There's one in Columbia, Missouri. There's one in Kansas City, Missouri. I think there's one in Springfield, Missouri. I'm not sure where the others are. I think there's a total of 8 of these training camps across the state of Missouri, I think. But then also over by where there's this new Amazon data center being proposed, which is how I became aware of this Executive Order 2602, because Mike Kehoe was speaking at Missouri S&T, Missouri Science and Technology, University of Science and Technology. It used to be University of Missouri Rolla, and I attended there for a while. It's an engineering school, and it just got really dark on me, didn't it? Because it got real bright behind me. But yeah, so I decided to start digging into this. That's why I've got so much research material behind me, and I just wanted to kind of bring this to people's attention. Google and Amazon um, both getting AI data centers in central Missouri. Troublesome in my book. I've got friends that live in that area, and I don't think they're too happy about it either. I know Missourians are not happy about AI data centers popping up. Neither are Texans, and we're both pretty red states. Anyway, if you've made it to the end, I appreciate it, and I'll definitely dig more into this. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out the mechanics of it, now to like how it's actually playing out. But there's a couple of other projects I got to do. So until the next video, please take care of yourself so you can help take care of others. Get the rest you need, drink plenty of fluids, and remember, mental health matters.